just so I don't lose it. Let's check that out. Good old afternoon rush hour traffic around Fresno. It's not too bad today. 52 out there. Dude's chilling. Totally chilling. He's loving this. And we're, chilling along here. She's driving over there looking ever so cute. Sorry, the sun is setting. It's been a beautiful day. It has. It's been very beautiful. Aria's I think Aria's sleeping, poor thing. She's tired. But now it's coming up to an awesome sunset. Ooh.
She went to the courthouse for the first time.
Aria got to experience the courthouse for the first time of many, many times. She's going to have to go there to deal with me. Oh, God.
Very visible.
It's so funny that I have to go deal with this. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, no, I think it's ridiculous, but other people think it's a joke. Think it's laughable. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Well, she was laughing in the end because, the last long game I had to play with child custody battle wasn't this long, but in the end, it still turned out, very favorable and absolutely unnecessary and ridiculous at the same time. Because in the end, I shouldn't have had to go through that much ridiculousness just to see my child, who, mind you, that was fun. I ended up playing the role of a flat-out single father. That individual, the mother of that child, she was such a stand-up citizen of this great, wonderful country of ours that I lost a job because of her. Time after time, she was supposed to meet me here or meet me there to take our child so I could go to work. Well, I ended up late over and over and over again because guess what? She never showed up. So now the kid's all heartbroken and upset, and I got to go to the backup plan. What day is today? What is it, the second month, third month, or fourth month? Who can I take him to that can watch him for me so I can go try not to lose my job and earn some money to keep feeding him? And it's right out in this area right here where we're at right now in beautiful, severely North Fresno near Granville Homes and all this is where it started. Right down there at, what was that? The name of that place? They turned into Vulcan. Triangle Rock, I think. I think it was Triangle Rock and then Vulcan. And Calmat, because it was Triangle Rock, Calmat, and then Vulcan Materials. I mean, these mining corporations exchange hands and change names so much it's insane, but that's where that started. I was living all the way in Trimmer, California, at Pine Flat Lake, and having to drive all the way to frick down to the north end of Friant here out by the river to go to work every morning, and it was always super early in the morning. So try finding a place for your child, because someone didn't show up. So yeah, I lost a job over it, but it was laughable, honestly. It was laughable because that guy was kind of a prick anyway. And I was fired on Friday, and I was hired by somebody else on Monday, and a much better job at that. And then it just kept getting better. So, and then that kind of drove me to go, I want to go back to union work. I have that time in the Carpenters Union, a Pile Drivers Union. So I went back to the Teamsters. I went to the Teamsters for the first time and signed up and everything. And after, oh my God, excessive hounding, I must have driven this fucking guy. I must have driven poor Doug Schuler at Calaveras Materials insane with the way I hounded him for a job. But the ironic thing is I saw this company. I ended up at Calaveras Materials because I was delivering with U.S. Cold Storage a bunch of ice to put in their tanks to cool the water that went into the trucks to keep the concrete, keep the mix cooler. So we dumped blocks of ice in there. And I come to find out, oh, these guys are union, and they're like next to UPS. They're the second highest paid drivers in Fresno. So I'm like, okay, I'll kind of give up my Praxair job and go work for, these guys and drive mixers. And God, it took me a long time, but I worked my way up, and I ended up with a nice truck, and the whole time the benefits were amazing. The dental, vision, healthcare plans were amazing. Covered things for my child very well, and it was great. So I guess every adventure and everything in life has a reason, and her causing me to lose that job only led to much better and better jobs. And the only disappointment in the end is when I look back is if I had stayed with Praxair, I would have actually made more money in the end by the time I was 40. So, but then I could have had a wife that just took half of it, and you had to wipe out the other half to pay off debts and start all over again at 50, because that's what some people I know have had to do. So they built that amazing retirement at Praxair because they ended up at Praxair, and that's another part of my life. There you go. But it turned out that all that money that he made and saved and invested in 401k and invested in this and that, he had a lot of money, and then he had a very nice house in Clovis. It needed some work because it was much older. They'd been in it a long time, but it's still in a great neighborhood. So they sold that and made a darn good amount of money. So yeah, and then you got alimony and all that. And luckily there was no child support because the children were gone. They didn't have to fight over custody. He just had to spend nearly 20 years. Oh man, just some really rough verbal abuse. And I never really saw any physical abuse towards him, but I saw a lot of physical abuse towards her child. And I spent a lot of time around her and them because he was my best friend, but it was hard to see her mistreat that poor boy so badly. And you can't get people to do anything about it. Not a darn thing. The abuse she put that kid through, no one cared. And had she cried the D word, had she cried the DD word, they would have pounced, and man, bam, 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 and he would have been the F out of that mess. But no one ever played that card, and she got away with it. And her kids, the last I heard, both her kids still hate her to this day. They don't talk to her. They don't even know where she's at, and that's their mother. So don't tell me all mothers are good mothers, truthful mothers, honest mothers, non-perjuring mothers, non-drug using, non-alcoholic abusing. Damn, what do we got there? We got the drugs, the alcohol, the mental issues. We got the stealing of narcotic pain medication, fraud, a lovely amount of perjury, both in testimony and in literally signed depositions and court papers. Perjury, perjury, perjury. And then we top it off with four 5150s where she was taken in as a danger to herself or others. Everybody thinks, oh, that's no big deal. Well, it was, because now 5 years you can go back and press felony charges for that, for those assaults that were put on me, like being attacked with a baseball bat, like just being socked in the face for no effing reason, being, having to grapple with somebody like that is just, ridiculous. And having to watch your child go through this is ridiculous because you love the person and you love your child, and you really keep holding out that this time they'll change, this time they'll do better, they'll stick to what the therapists say, they'll stick what psychiatrists say, they'll do what their counselors say, they'll take their medications, they'll get better. But no, everybody just wants to let them be crazy, cuckoo. Watch the brake check here. That's common right here. People don't, and the flood. Got to go a little bit left, right on the yellow line. Oh, we had to go over the yellow line. Wow, it's flooded pretty good. Dang. They get the cars out of the ditch that were here when we came by.